All right, so it is 5:30 and I'm just getting started cooking. I'm actually a little bit late here, and today has been crazy because all kinds of news has been going on in the NFL between Russell Wilson and him supposedly telling his team where to go and then not telling his team where to go and so on. So we've got that situation, and then Deshaun Watson basically telling his team, I'll never play for you, and that situation and stuff. And of course, Dak Prescott. So I have been literally on the run today. It was nice weather outside, so I did a live stream outside talking about what's going on, and literally lost track of time. The days are getting longer. So we got more daylight. It's getting a little bit warmer, and the fish were swimming around. So I wanted to be part of all that. So I am getting ready to cook dinner, and this is going to be one of those meals that actually is going to take a little bit more effort than usual. But this is one of those meals that you can freeze some of this stuff and have it for later on. People ask me, well, where do you get your recipes and stuff? It's like, well, I've always cooked a lot. I've always enjoyed cooking a lot. And so what I try and do is take the basic principles of what keto is and try to adapt it to foods that I like. I love Italian food. I love Italian food. And there's no way around it. There is no way around it. So I'm trying to figure out ways to do that using things that I love. So for example, stuffed shells. Can't use pasta shells. See, this is ridiculous. I went to the regular grocery store to get some, mushrooms here. It's $2.99 for this little thing. When I go to BJ's and have the real big one, it's like $4.99, and it's like 3 of these. But, when you're in a hurry, you buy what you can get. But what you can do is you can take zucchini and slice it real thin with like a grater. And in fact, I have one grater that is like it's serrated, so it almost looks like pasta. You can slice it real thin, and what you do with it is you can wrap the ricotta cheese, Parmesan cheese, and mozzarella cheese in there and put some sauce over it, and I'll do that one. I think I have that recipe in another one of my videos from years before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some sauce. Now, if you don't have time, you can buy store-bought sauce. Just check the ingredients on there and make sure it doesn't have a lot of sugar. I use, my mom, bless her soul, my 70-year-old mother, cans her own tomatoes. So I'm going to use some of her tomatoes. She only puts salt in it, no sugar, no additives, no preservatives. And I'm going to use some, 100% natural tomato sauce. You got to be careful about what you buy, because I'll give you an example. This has serving size is a 1/4 cup. So they're saying that this is 7 servings. Okay? In this, it has 4 carbohydrates per serving. So that means this whole can has got 28, right? But it does have 2 grams of fiber. So that means that's counting that out. So this is really only 14 carbs for the whole thing. Now, it does have 2 grams of sugar, so that's where you got to watch it. Now, here's the funny thing. This is another brand, Catalina. This one has 4 carbs, the same, only 1 gram of fiber. So this has 3 carbs as opposed to 2. And this has 1 more gram of sugar. So this has got 3 grams for every serving. So that's where you got to be careful on what you use. So for me, this is like a sauce that I would normally make if I was making regular spaghetti or things like that, just without any meat in it, because we're making meatballs. So I'm going to put me some mushrooms in here. I'm going to put me some red peppers. That way I've got my veggies in here. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. I'm going to chop up the mushrooms and the onions and the peppers. I'm going to saute that and then just put the tomatoes into it. And that'll give me a nice sauce that we'll enjoy. And we'll put in some salt, some pepper, and of course Italian seasoning. And as the season goes later, I'll start growing more of my fresh herbs. I've got some rosemary that's up in here. I have some aloe in case I get burned. And I'll be doing basil and thyme and Thai basil, all these great herbs and stuff. And you can do that and have great tasting spices. I've actually got some sage that actually did not die over the winter, and the thyme actually will come back. I've actually had some thyme plants that have been out there for years, and they just kind of winter over and they'll come back. The rosemary, sometimes it'll make it out there, but most times it won't. So let me show you what I got. I'm going to get this in here to start sauteing, and then I'm going to start making my meatballs. Now, we're house divided. My wife is doing Weight Watchers as opposed to doing keto. Keto did not work real well for her, and so she's trying something different. So the problem is I eat a lot of fat. Fat is the way to go. And of course the meat, you know, it's not Arby's now, it's not where's the meats, but we've got to watch what we're eating. And a lot of the red meats and things have a lot of the things that she can't have. So here's what I'm doing. Right now, I've got some spicy sausage. I've got some turkey, ground turkey, and I've got ground beef, 80-20. For her, I actually have spinach and ground turkey. Okay? So I've got 3 eggs that I have done in here, so I'm going to put about half and half in each of these. Okay, got that out of the way. Got some garlic. Garlic is the spice of life. Put some garlic in both of those, and we'll put some garlic. I pre-sliced it because I want to save time. Put some garlic in here with my veggies. Definitely got to have that. Now, normally, I would end up putting breadcrumbs. Can't use breadcrumbs, but here's what I did. Pork skins, just took them and broke them up. So that's going to help suck up some of that moisture. Don't tell my wife I'm using this because I didn't have any breadcrumbs. I'd hidden the breadcrumbs, or I used them all up. All right. So, we got that in there. We're going to put some Italian seasoning. Italian seasoning, my garlic salt. I know I should be using Himalayan salt, but you know, this is ghetto keto, okay? Broke ass. And I'm gonna put parsley in. I was gonna buy another thing of parsley yesterday when I was at BJ's, but it was like ground like powder, and I don't like powdery. And let me turn this burner on too. Okay. Put some fresh ground pepper in here. Now, you'll notice this is going to make a lot of meatballs. Michael's not doing keto. He'll probably do a pizza something or other and things like that. And, of course, the wife is doing the turkey ones. So I've actually got more than I need. Now, what you can do is you can make out the meatballs and put them on a cookie sheet with wax paper and freeze them. And once they get hard, then you can take them out later on, and then you can go ahead and put them in a bag, and that way you've got meatballs that are uncooked for later. Okay, so I need to add a little bit more olive oil to this. So we're going to saute this and get them nice and soft, and then we're going to start adding the tomatoes. In the meantime, got my skillet getting warm here, and I need to start making out some meatballs. So I will get out... Yeah, baking pan will be fine. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do her turkey ones. Now, I do turkey burgers where she loves the spinach in this as well, so we'll see how well these work. The only thing with turkey is very light as opposed to the beef. It doesn't hang together quite as well. So I may have put too much and not enough of a to soak it up, the breadcrumbs or lack thereof. And I got a lot of spinach in here too. But she loves the spinach, and when I do her turkey burgers, she loves the turkey burgers with the spinach. So, we're trying to be healthy for everybody. Now, the other thing is I've got several days worth of recipes that I have not had enough time to put together. Okay. See, there we go. Got a little meatball there. They're not perfectly shaped, okay? I don't know how they do them in the store. And the other thing we're going to do, see, this is like spaghetti and meatball. So the other thing I'm going to do is after I do the sauce, let's see, almost hot enough. After I do the sauce, I'm going to go ahead and do some of the zucchini, and I'm going to saute that in butter. Oh yeah. And then we'll put some of that sauce and the meatballs on it, and that's going to be good. Now, if you could leave a comment below and let me know if the videos are too long, because I could kind of skip some of the steps here so that way the videos are shorter, or if you actually like it all in real time. So far, how long have we been on? We've been on for 12 minutes. And I'll probably cook about half of these for her for today, and we'll save then the rest for another day. Yay! We'll just add you to that. We'll add you to that one, and boom. Okay. All right. Let me show you these. Boom. That's the turkey ones. All right. We're going to put some olive oil up in here, and we're going to start cooking some of these. It's good and hot. And while those are cooking, I'll start making out my beef ones. Actually, it's not that many of them. Maybe I will just cook all of them, and she can have that for lunch tomorrow. So that was about, this is about 3/4 pound of turkey in here. And I buy the turkey, the ground turkey from BJ's. It's like $10 for like 3.25 pound pieces of it. And it's a good, I mean, it's actually a pretty good price when you think about it. 3 pounds is about $3 a pound. It's actually cheaper than beef. And while we're waiting on that, I'll get this going. Ta, 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 ta. Okay, so I got my tomato sauce ready. And now, my mom's tomatoes, there's a lot of juice that's in here. Oh, I love the juice. But we don't want a lot of juice up in our sauce because it'll be watery. So I'm gonna drain the tomatoes. She scalds the tomatoes and then takes off all the skin off of them. And it makes the tomatoes so soft. They are so soft. Soft. As opposed to when you buy the tomatoes stewed, they just don't get soft. I think the tomatoes, when they use them, look at that. So it's really a lot of juice that's in there. We're going to add that to it. So now let me get the meatballs made over here. And we've got these turkey ones. Look at them. Look at them. Ooh. Aren't those pretty? Mmm. That's not bad looking. All right, while those are cooking, let me get my other ones ready here. Okay. I'm going to put some of them in here with these, just because I'm hungry. Now you can see the meat on the beef is it's a little thicker, so it holds the shape a little bit better. Looks kind of like a chessboard, like they're about ready to do battle. All right, let me get the rest of these made up so we can put them in the freezer for another meal. And then we'll get the sauce done. All right, so let's get the sauce together. So while that's cooking, I'm gonna put my mama's tomatoes in here. I'm gonna chop that up with all of the veggies. Right? See, look, you see all that? Fresh onions, mushrooms, peppers, all stuff that's good for you. And then we're gonna end up putting the tomato sauce in here to make it saucy. So this is kind of like a marinara sauce with lots of extra veggies in it. See how that's kind of coming together there real good? And then we're going to put, of course, our garlic salt. I'm going to put our Italian seasoning, in which case I need to get more Italian seasoning. Lots of Italian seasoning. And fresh ground pepper. Now what you can do, let me see how much sauce I got. What you can do is you can make like a double batch of the sauce, and you can freeze it so that way you have some for the next go round. In fact, I think I may end up putting in another jar of my mom's tomatoes so that way I can do just that. But let me taste that and see flavor-wise how that is. Plenty of salt. Need more pepper. Okay. Flip these meatballs over. Look at it. Woo! Meatballs are just round hamburgers. That's all they really are. Forgive me for using my hands, but it's the best tool that God gave me. I can smell that spicy sausage. Woo, boy. Look at that. Now, you gotta admit, look at that. That's pretty. Okay. And see, this is a nice chunky sauce. Put that to the side. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to try and get these browned real good, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put them in another pan and put them in the oven to let them bake totally through with some of the sauce on it. And in the meantime, then we're going to saute our zucchini. So you know how we roll. Now, let me see if I have Now let me show you. Now this is where I was telling you that this is like $3.99 for all of the zucchini. So, you know, when I went to the store earlier today to show you, it's like $4.99 for a little container of it, which was only 8 ounces. Look at this. All this great zucchini. That's got a little spot right there. Okay. It's got a big spot there. Okay. Now, this is kind of cool because this is another way that you can go through and do your pasta. And see what this does is, see how that scores it? And this does a little bit thinner. So this is almost like, boy, I can't think of what you call it. But your real thin spaghetti. So it's basically just going through, and this is just a straight line. Okay, so you can do it that way, and you've got short spaghetti, or of course, we have the spiral cutter. Now the spiral one here actually has a bigger size in it. So you may want, it's just depending on what you want. And if you want to have really long like spaghetti, then of course you can do it this way. Now, of course, since I've already kind of serrated, I kind of messed it up, but it'll be good. And we're just going to saute this in butter, and it's going to be good. Oh my God, it's going to be so good. Should have cut the end off of it. See, this is the bad thing about doing this. Being broke-ass media, you find out I make mistakes. All right, so see how when you got the hole, see how nice that is? And that spins right off of there. Yeah, better to leave the end on it. That way it's got something to grip, maybe, to really get down in there. But then again, maybe not. Nope. All right. So remember that container? That's only 2 zucchinis. Look at all that. That's as much as we got in one of those containers there. All right, let me, tongs will work better in here. Aha. We're learning as we go along. So this is actually a first time trying this. And you know what? I don't have to put this in the oven. I could actually just go ahead and put the sauce right on top of it and let it simmer. See, the turkey ones are looking good. Okay. I forgot something. I forgot to put the Parmesan cheese in with the meatballs. Damn it. But it's all good. We'll put plenty on top of it. All right, so now that the meatballs are pretty much done on the outside, they need to just kind of simmer. So I'm going to put some tomato sauce on them and try and remember that all the ones on this side are the turkey ones, and the ones on the other side are the keto ones that are full of all of the wonderful, wonderful fats. Okay. And I maybe browned them just a little bit much, but it's all good. Now you could put these in the oven that way, but I'm just going to leave them in the frying pan. And I put them in the oven, I could have used the same frying pan. And I've got plenty of extra sauce here. So we can put these in the fridge like that. And the sauce, you can see it's nice and thick. I did put another jar of my mom's tomatoes because I want to have some more for the next go round. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to move that out of the way. And I'm going to wipe down the counter because I've got a lot of stuff on here. One thing I've found with this stove is it has a tendency to leave stuff on it. I'm not crazy about it. So the glass does not look real pretty. I did order some stuff that's supposed to help to keep it clean. Okay, so I'm going to turn this down. I'm going to put a lid on it. That lid will help keep that heat really in there, so I'm going to turn it down some. All right, so we're going to get a half a stick of butter. And I have made a mess. Half a stick of butter there. And I'm going to let these simmer for about 10 minutes and then I'm going to cook. All right, so our meatballs, they're done. They are ready. Oh, they're ready. Okay, so now we're just going to take, we took a half a stick of butter in here and we put some olive oil. So we're just going to take the pasta and we're just going to brown this real quick. Add a little salt and pepper onto it. Gets the butter in here. And we're going to have our pasta. This will give us some more fat with the butter and the oil. We don't want to get this too much. We want this to still be a little bit al dente, as they say. Now, this is just zucchini. You can mix, if you want to get really colorful, you can use like spaghetti squash, and you can also use yellow squash on this. And I'll use some of the pink Himalayan salt. Oh yeah. And then we'll make we'll have a salad to go with this. This will be good. Look at this. So you look, oh, look at that. Look at that. Okay, let's check it out. If I didn't tell you it wasn't spaghetti, you'd think it was. I wish that comes out. I would love to be able to just do enough zucchini that's all you got. But unfortunately, that's kind of hard. So the thing on this is, this will cook down. So it may look like a lot, but it really isn't. It's kind of the opposite of spaghetti. But you don't want to overcook this. I like it to still be almost to the point of being still a little bit raw. And I'm going to put a little bit more salt on that. Oh boy. All right, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Okay. Let me stop my camera for. Can you believe that? Look at that. Zucchini pasta and sausage turkey beef meatballs. Oh. Parmesan cheese. Wow. All right. Here's the taste test. Let me taste the meatball. I love sausage. I love spicy sausage. Yeah. Yeah. Can you believe that's zucchini? This is good. Look, oh my God. Look at that. I love it. Keto spaghetti and meatballs. Got my veggies, got my fat, got my meat. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at that meatball. Oh my God. It's hot. Can't beat this with a stick. I'm Mark Holmes. I'll see you guys later.